All right, guys. So, an update for NFL Week 10 as we head into the weekend. So, last night, I put out a video for my picks. The Thursday night game didn't go our way. Again, I typically don't pick Thursday unless I'm have a play on the Thursday night game. Didn't work out, so I'm just gonna make some adjustments as we head into the weekend because I do again like picking Friday. Main reason why I like picking Friday is because we get an idea of where players are on the injury report, especially as the season goes on and there's more injuries, right? So Thursday, a lot of players are limited in practice, but it doesn't mean they're not going to play. Friday, though, you have a pretty good indication if they're going to play or not. If they're still limited in practice or didn't practice at all on Friday, they're most likely not going to play on Sunday. Or if they do play and they're on limited practice Friday, they're probably not going to be 100%, unless it's a rest for some of the veteran players. So anyway, I do like waiting a little bit longer. So I'm just going to give you an update on my picks heading into the weekend. A couple of them will stay the same, and then I'm going to change one of them. And that's the great thing, about parlays. Obviously, if you get one wrong, you throw it out anyway, and you can just do another one, right? So if you had Tennessee, you need another parlay. I'll try to put one together for you. But if you're making straight bets, depending on what app you use, like I like using Bet365, you can take back your bets, right? So you can cash out, and that's the great thing. It's not like it's a locked in stone, right? Until the game starts, and even then, I think you can cash out. But then, obviously, depending on how the score is going, you're gonna get less or whatever, depending on if your team is winning or not. So that's the great thing about betting online, is you can cash out anytime before the game if you want to change your mind. If you change your mind, and depending on what the line is. So let's say you bet a team and their -3, and now the team is a couple days later is -1, and you want to cash out. You're not going to get all that money back at that point, right? It's going to be a certain percentage because that line moves. So if the line moves in your favor and you want to take money out and then like hammer it again, they're not going to let you take all the money out. That maybe they let you take out 75% of it. So you're going to lose a little bit to be able to, I guess, reinvest it into a better line. So, the great thing too about betting online is that for Bet365 anyway, you get automatic wins if your team is up by a certain amount of points. So for the NFL, I think if your team is up by 17 points at any time during the game, and I think this is only for straight bets. I don't know if it's against the spread, but definitely money line. If your team is up by 17 at any point during the game, you get an automatic win on that bet, regardless if the other team comes back. So even if they're up 17 for like a second, automatic win. So that's one of the great things about betting online, that there's these little nuances, that it's not like everything's set in stone. But anyways, I just wanted to put that out there because, you can come out back and change your bets, right? Especially when you're betting on Thursday. A lot can happen between Thursday and Sunday. So quick update. Yesterday's game didn't go our way. I watched that game, frustrating, but you don't see too often in this day and age that the special teams blows the game, and that's what happened. I mean, Tennessee, both defenses couldn't make any stops. It seemed like the team that was going to win was the team that with the defense that was going to make a play, and both teams were exchanging points. And then, unfortunately, the Titans were up 17-10, and there was two key plays that I think cost Tennessee. One of them was A.J. Brown missing a wide open catch that he would have ran into the end zone, and it would have put the Titans up 14-0 at the time. They made two goal line stops, or two fourth down stops, the Titans defense did, and both times the Titans weren't able to capitalize on offense. It was, fourth down when they were up 7-0, made a huge stop. Next possession, they throw it, A.J. Brown wide open, and drop the ball, and that could have put them up 2 scores. And then in the beginning of the second half, 4th and goal on the goal line, stop them again, bend but don't break defense. And then what's the Titans do? They go punt, and they punt 17 yards. So 2 fourth down stops that were hard to come by in that game, and the Titans weren't able to capitalize on it. So that was a big thing. And then the second one was obviously just a special teams disaster. I mean, you're up 17-10, then 17-13 at the half, 17-yard punt resulted in the Colts scoring points. A block punt resulted in another 7 points for the Colts. A missed field goal. So it was just special teams that blew that game wide open. And I said, Phillip Rivers had to play a great game in order to win. Tannehill didn't have to play a great game in order to win. And he didn't play a good game. And if the special teams would have held up their end, they probably could have won that game. Rivers did play a great game, and a lot of it was because, like I said, the Titans have no pass rush. And that was the difference, was Tannehill was under some pressure. Rivers had all day. And you got to make him move, because when he's under pressure, he turns over the ball. And so that's the way the game went. But I think, it felt like the right side. It just didn't go our way. So 3 games I'm picking going into Sunday. 2 of them are going to stay the same. So I still love Arizona. And I got Arizona now. That line has come down to -1. So I'm taking the Cardinals -1. I already explained why I liked Arizona. Bad spot for Buffalo. It's a flat spot, I think, for the Bills. So I like Arizona still. I still like New England. That line actually went up to +8 where I have them. So I'm taking the Patriots +8. You don't feel great, because the Patriots aren't what they used to be, obviously, and they're going up against a very good Baltimore team, very good road team. But I like the Patriots in this spot on Sunday night. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail about those 2 games because I already went through them yesterday. So I'm still taking Arizona -1. I'm taking New England +8. The third one I'm changing. So I had Tampa Bay, and I picked them yesterday. I like them at -5. That line is now up to 6, and I know it's not a huge jump, but I don't like how it went on that key number of 6. I would like them a lot more at 5 because this game could end at 6 points, and I don't really want to play for a push. I'm not picking Carolina. If I'm going to play this game, it's Tampa Bay or push. But I like the Bucs less now at 6 than I did at 5. I gave those reasons yesterday. Carolina and Teddy Bridgewater, they do play well in as underdogs. Teddy Bridgewater is 26-4 against the spread in his career as an underdog. Division game, he plays well. Tampa Bay is loaded, though. I think they win the game. But at 6, I just don't feel as great. So I'm scrapping the Tampa pick. The third game, so get ready for this one. I've been trying to avoid this division all year, but I'm going into the NFC East. Someone in this division is getting to 500 at some point this season, and I think it's Philadelphia. The Eagles at the Giants. Eagles -3.5. I'm taking Philadelphia. Okay, so hear me out on this one. I know some people think the Giants actually should be a small favorite or a pick'em game. 3 in the hook never feels great when you're on the road and you're the Eagles, because you could see the Eagles winning this game by a field goal. You could see the Eagles losing this game. And the Giants have kind of stuck around in a lot of games. They just played the Eagles a couple weeks ago, and the Eagles came back and won by 1 point after Jones had that long, looked like he was running for a touchdown, and he tripped. And, the Eagles ended up coming back. But, the difference between this game and the game a few weeks ago is the Eagles, for the first time this season, are finally getting healthy. They're getting a lot of their guys back. They're getting their entire offense back, essentially, and most notably Miles Sanders, Alshon Jeffrey. So they're getting some guys back, and they're getting skilled players back, and I think they should help Carson Wentz. I was a huge Carson Wentz fan a few years ago when he was before my Rams blew out his knee, and he was having that MVP season. The Eagles obviously ended up going to win the Super Bowl, and he hasn't been the same since. He hasn't been a great quarterback, and part of it is he's had a banged-up team around him for a while, and he hasn't had a lot of weapons, and part of it is him. He's made a lot of poor decisions, turning over the ball, which you can't do. But I think getting these weapons back, the Eagles are a much better team than the Giants. The Giants on defense have looked okay against the run, but I think the Eagles can exploit the secondary. I don't know what's going on with Golden Tate and Sterling Shepard, if they're going to play. They've been limited this week in practice. I expect they're going to play. But the Eagles, to me, at -3.5, I think this is a bargain. I think they're a much better team than the Giants, and someone's got to take hold of this division. I'm taking the Eagles. Plug your nose. Don't watch the game because you'll just be pissed off. But I'm taking the Eagles at -3.5. So those are my 3 plays. Eagles -3.5. I'm going with the Cardinals -1. And I'm taking the Patriots +8. So let's rebound. Tough loss yesterday. Let's go into the weekend and try to get some winners here. Again, guys, like, subscribe, comment. Good luck on Sunday, and enjoy a full day of football.